In this video, what we're going to do is go ahead and make it so when we look up and down like this, we want to smooth it out. So as you can see, it's a little bit jittery on the other client on the right side. When I hold an object, it becomes a little more apparent. So what we're going to do is just pretty much take our rotation here that we're trying to get and interpolate from our current rotation to the new rotation. So we're going to grab our spine rotation, go ahead and do a get, and just simply split it. So here we have our X, Y, and Z, and we have our pitch. So we're just going to pretty much take this value and interpolate to this value. So we're going to search for interp, and here we have f_interp2, which is a float interpolation. Hook the return value into our spine rotation X, and hook the X value, our roll, which we're setting, to the current, and our multiplied by -1 value to our target. Then we can go ahead and set the delta time to be the delta time for our loop here, our animation blueprint tick. Let me actually just neaten this up a bit. It's a little bit cleaner. And then for interp speed, let's start out at like 10. So there is going to be an issue here, and we're not going to fix it in this video, but you'll be able to see it here in a second. So if I look down, you can see he does that little flip. But you can tell by the time it takes me to look straight down to straight up. Let me rephrase that from right here to straight down. There is a little bit of delay. So there's a lot of kind of like that smoothing going on. So we want to speed this up a little bit. So let's bump this up to 20. We're going to double it. So that way it's a little more snappy, but still smooth. And I'm pretty happy with that speed. I just don't like the whole backflip deal. So when I pick this object up, you can see when I look down and up, it is no longer jittery. Instead, it is very smooth. So that's the reason for the interpolation. So it looks like it's actually smooth. It just pretty much it smooths out the changes that we're making. So we can bump this up a little bit farther. Let's go up to like 22, and we'll just probably leave it there. So that's going to allow us to just have a smooth rotation as we look up and look down. And that's all that there really is to this. So, in one of the upcoming videos, I don't know how quickly I'm going to be jumping actually to get it. Actually, scratch that. Let's go ahead and move this into our own function here so we can kind of clean this up a bit. So we're going to just create this little section here, but in our own function. So let's create a new one, and let's call it set spine rotation. And we are just going to copy all of that and paste it in. Now let's just kind of neaten it up some. And obviously we need a couple things. We need delta time, and we need our base rotation. So we need to pass in delta time. So here we have, actually, can we get the delta time? Yeah, we can get rolled delta seconds, pass it into delta time. And then we still need to get our, pretty much ourselves. So actually, let's see if this, I wonder if this works by chance. No, it does not, figured. So we're gonna have to pass in the pawn. So for set spine rotation, we're gonna take in an input, and it's gonna be of type pawn. Well, better yet, because we're gonna probably be doing more stuff in the future, let's set it to be the character. So third person character, object reference, and plug that into target. So that's now fine. We can remove all this. And instead, because we're currently doing try get pawn owner, we want to store it in a variable called character. So let's create a new variable, call it character. And now that I'm thinking about it, what am I doing? The type's going to be third person character, object reference. So for whatever reason, I was thinking differently. So we want to remove this new parameter actually, and we'll just do a get off of our character. So we want to be able to set our character. So we're going to search for begin play and override it. So here, we're going to set our character, and how we're going to set it, we're going to try get pawn owner, whoops, and we're going to cast to our third person character like so, and simply set it. So once we do that, we can remove the try get pawn owner. We can do a get, and then just plug the get into whatever needs it, which is get velocity and get the movement component. Then in the set spine rotation, we can get our character and plug it right in, like so. So now all we want to do is just kind of clean this up a little bit. So let's start off here. Get our character, we get our base rotation, multiply that value by -1, get our delta seconds, and we can position it like so, keeping everything fairly nice and neat, like that. All right, now the only thing we have to do is at the very end, we just call set spine rotation, and we should have the same result, which we do. So everything's being smoothed out, and we're doing the good old backflip. So save all, and we are done for the time being. So like I was saying, in one of the future videos, we're going to go through and we're going to fix that little flipping issue, because obviously that's not something that we want. But I'm not entirely sure what all we want to do next, because I just want to get the base features laid out, and then we can go through and start kind of tweaking everything. So that's going to be it for this video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to support me, you can find a link to my Patreon down in the description below, where we have a Team Deathmatch series for Patrons only, where we make Team Deathmatch from the ground up using C++ with Unreal Engine, as well as a couple other features inside there, like custom spawning and weapon customization, all that fun stuff. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to join my Discord that's also linked down there with it, and I'll try to help you out. So, I'll see you in the next video.